Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Well, normally I'd be reviewing a product. Today I'm looking at a feature of a particular product, and it is of a Sony A6700, and I'm looking at its AI face tracking in video. Now basically you can set it up to mimic a cameraman behind the lens or behind the camera, and it creates a much tighter shot and it moves with you. So as I move around, the tightened up shot moves as well. But what I want to show is that is a great feature. It's quite an interesting feature, something that I'll be using in the future, but how you can actually make it look like you're using two cameras with one camera. And I think that is really, really interesting. And I think that's quite dynamic actually. Now, I've got a 11mm lens fitted on my A6700, and it does work better if you're using a wide angle lens. Now, I think it's a little bit too wide. Maybe I should have chosen maybe a 15 or 20mm lens to demonstrate this feature. But if you look at this shot here, it's got quite a tight shot of me. And as I move around in the frame, the actual picture moves with me. You know, it's moving. So it looks like there's a camera person behind the camera. And as if I get down or get up, it actually moves. And I think that is really interesting. But I've got a HDMI feed going out into my Atomos Ninja Flame, and I've got the wide angle shot going out to that. So basically in the menu of the camera, when you set up this feature, you can set it up to do either a tight crop, a medium crop, or virtually no crop. I've got it set up as a tight crop so you can see it more vividly really. And if you look at the screen on the back of the A6700, you see how that crop is moving as I move around. I can't see it because I've got the screen behind me. My little Canon V10 is actually filming the screen of a Sony A6700. And as I move around, as long as I stay in the frame, that box will follow me around. I think that's great for motion. If you're following somebody, not so exciting just sat here in the studio, but great for motion if you want to create that illusion of having a camera person behind the camera. But as I said, I've got a HDMI feed going out to my Atomos Ninja Flame, and that's outputting just the wide shot. So that's how you can create a two camera angle with one camera, and it makes it look like the close-up camera is actually a camera person behind you, because if you are doing the presentation to camera and that person is moving, doesn't it look really dynamic? Now, I appreciate on the wide shot you can see the lens of another camera in the shot. You wouldn't have that if you were filming this for real. I'm only setting this up as demonstration purposes. So that works out really well. And I think that is a great technique to use if you find yourself, you need to do some filming, you have only got the one camera. Well, it has to be an A6700, the ZV-E1, and there's one or two other Sony cameras that have that feature. But I mean, it's a great feature and it works really well. There is one caveat to it, or one downside I find. I like to have, with a close-up shot, I like to create that bokeh. I like that nice depth between myself and the background. Now, obviously, if you're doing it over here with my Sony camera, you don't get that creamy bokeh. The background is as sharp, pretty much, as I am, because I'm using a wide angle lens. So you do lose that effect that you would get with if you are filming an interview for real. Now, you do need an external recorder to be able to create that effect, because as I say, it does that by using the HDMI out. So in camera we'll film the cropped shot, and then as you feed it out to your Atomos Ninja Flame, your Ninja 5, your Blackmagic recorders, whatever recorder you want to use, it will record the wide shot. You can set it in the menu to record the tight shot if you want to back up, but I've set it to record the wide shot. Now, of course, the other option is to use something like the DJI Pocket 3. That has even more flexibility because there's a lot more movement, and I've got that set up to track me. And as I say, as I move around, it will track me. And it will track me right the way, regardless. I mean, I can go right out of frame, maybe 6700. I'm really at the edge of the frame, so it probably hasn't tracked me there. But the Pocket 3 is tracking me, and I think that works a treat. So, yeah, that's a great way of mimicking a two camera or three camera shoot with one camera. Now, you can do it in post. and that's what a lot of people do. So what you would then do, if you did it in post, shoot in 4K obviously, use a wide angle, again not necessarily as wide as the 11mm I've got on my A6700, but use something like a 20mm wide angle lens on a full frame body, and then you would create a compound clip or create a new clip which is cropped in, and then you would edit between those two clips. So you would end up with a close-up shot and a wide shot just using one camera. But again, you're going to lose this lovely creamy bokeh in the background by doing that, because obviously you're using a wider angle lens to create that sort of shot. But at a pinch, I think it's a great way of doing an interview if you do find yourself that you've only got the one camera. So there we go, just a couple of little tips there on using, particularly using the Sony A6700 as, you know, the only camera that you've got. I love the A6700, produces great photographs, great images. I'll leave a link in the description of this video where you can look at some photographs taken with the A6700, and you guys and girls decide whether you think it's a great camera. I really do. So there we go. That's the A6700 using the video IA framing, video crop framing. I'm not sure what they call it, but it basically, as I said earlier, crops the image in to a tighter image and follows you. Really good. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found that useful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button if you like the content of my videos. Would really appreciate that. Stay tuned for more videos related to video photography, podcasting, so on and so forth. Cheers for now. Bye.